Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So having just watched the procession up to Westminster and watching the Queen being moved and transported during that very beautiful procession, I have to say that I really am proud of my country, and I'm definitely proud to be British today. She definitely is getting the best send off, one of the most fabulous performances and displays that I have seen since the Queen's Jubilee. It was absolutely beautiful, the way in which her casket was carried, and with the crown that was just dazzling in the natural daylight. It was just spectacular to watch. There's always something quite magical that happens when you see the royal family in full swing and when you actually see these royal events. It's very moving, and of course this is a historical event for myself personally, along with you guys. When I was younger, as I said on my previous video, I did see the Queen Mother. I went to actually see her directly at Westminster, and now we have lost the Queen. I was really proud, as I said, of what they had done and how it was all put together, and it was very organized. And I just want to congratulate everyone who's taken part and all of the staff and the royal aides. They've done a fantastic job and really shown the entire world how much the Queen actually meant to us all. It is a sad occasion, of course, and her passing was so sudden. I'm still quite in shock. Outside of all of that, I just wanted to get to the point of this video before I waffle on any further, being that Meghan Markle deliberately broke royal protocol by grabbing Harry's hand for full attention in basically what it appeared to be was a defiant move on her part to not fall in line, not follow tradition, and Harry looked extremely distressed. Now, my personal conclusion, there are quite a few different conclusions about this move, is that, of course, she's done this for her Netflix content. She's also done this for her podcast. Meghan Markle is constantly thinking of ways to make money. She's constantly thinking of ways in which she can draw as much attention to herself as she possibly can so that she has some content to talk about. Now, I personally believe that when she jets back to America, she's going to say, oh, I grabbed Harry's hand because he looked distressed and I just wanted to comfort him. And normally me and H were like salt and pepper, you know, we're inseparable, and we basically always check in with each other, and whether it's through physical touch. I mean, she can't keep her claws off of him, can she? She's going to definitely say that she done this because she wanted to comfort her husband and she didn't know exactly how to do it. Now, we all know that this was a desperate opportunity for her, because she views everything as an opportunity, as I said, to get as much maximized attention as possible. I think that her thinking of herself and thinking of her PR brand and basically at work trying to make as much money as she can out of the firm right in front of the Queen's coffin is just so disrespectful. I mean, I was actually flabbergastedly surprised. I was surprised. I was shocked. I was like, wow, she's actually pulling this stunt right in front of the Queen, who has literally just passed away. And during her send-off, Meghan is there trying to make it all about her. So I got quite a few different clips, and a lot of people are talking about this. There's a few pages that I look at on Instagram that are highlighting this, and people are basically outraged. So I'm going to go through a couple of comments on here. And a lot of people also believe that this represents her insecurities. Of course it does. When someone is narcissistic and they are self-centered and they want the whole world to revolve around them 24 hours a day, she can't stand it when Kate is getting more attention than her and getting the limelight. She can't stand the fact that the Queen is actually having this send-off in this moment. And previously, there was so many reports that Meghan Markle, when she was a senior member of the royal firm, would do things deliberately to overshadow the children on their birthdays. This is Kate and William's children. And that she was extremely jealous of little Princess Charlotte. Of course she would be, but you would think to yourself, how could this grown woman who's like 43 years old be jealous of a child? But this is not a joke. This is actually real. And for her to be bearing resentment against the Queen for having passed and wanting to make it all about her, it's diabolically bad. And it really does demonstrate the extent of her narcissism. So someone has said overseas couldn't even wait until they were outside to hold hands. Oh my God, they are mad for doing this. Another person has said never fails, please have some respect. Another person has said, how completely inappropriate is this? As Harry walks with his arm straight down, she still reaches over to grab his hand. He isn't going to run away, Meghan. No shame at all. And she didn't follow protocol. I would be really annoyed if I was King Charles. Another person has added, I just watched this and why? Why did they have to walk hand in hand to make a point? Another person has said, Mattress Meg does the excessive hand holding so that she can't be cut out of the pictures. And that is exactly the point here. Meghan Markle does things to get as much attention as possible. Another thing that I don't understand is the reasoning behind why Meghan and Harry have still held their place as to where and how they walk. Now, of course, it's always structured that King Charles now and Camilla are followed by the Prince and Princess of Wales. And Meghan and Harry have still held their place, but they have dormant titles. They're not working members. They should be behind the Wessexes because they serve no real purpose. They should be behind Prince Andrew. They should be in the lowest line of succession at this point as to how they walk. It's really quite evident how forgiving and how lenient Charles and William have been towards Meghan and Harry, and yet they still, with all of this leniency, abuse their power in the royal firm. All I can really say is that a lot of people believe it's a mixture of insecurities, it's a mixture of control. I mean, I personally saw it as a controlling tactic, and you see this all the time at public events. She's either clutching at his back or she's clutching his hand, she's fidgeting, she's very possessive and controlling. Now, this drew me also to conclude that quite possibly she could have done this because she fears that Harry is very remorseful and regretful for what he's done to his grandmother, because he had a very significant relationship with her when she was alive. He was very close to her, and it was rumoured that Harry was indeed her favourite grandchild out of all of them. I think that this definitely spells trouble in paradise, but I think the most significant takeaway from this latest event and update from the Sussexes is that Meghan Markle is highly disrespectful, and she pretty much is sick and tired of the ceremonial aspects of the Queen's passing, because it's not about her. And of course, she had a Jimmy Fallon interview appearance that she wanted to do regarding her podcast that has subsequently been cancelled. There's a lot of PR stunts and PR moves that were organised attacks against the royal family that she has now had to subsequently cancel. And so Meghan Markle is peed off, to say the least. And to be quite honest with you, I just think that it makes me feel physically sick. How could she be so disrespectful to someone who has had such a great impact upon the world? The Queen definitely has touched my life, and she will be sorely missed. So someone has said no respect absolutely whatsoever. No respect at all. No F's given by that pair, even on such a serious situation. Another person has said, they actually really make me feel ill. They act like they are 15 years old. She is forcing it as she is forcing and ramming her brand down our throats. Another person has said, holding hands and sticking out her stomach to show she's pregnant. And there's something else that I did pick up on as well. When she walked into the church, she clasped at her stomach as if to signify or simulate that she was pregnant. Now, that could have been to hide the mic, quite possibly, but it was definitely body language that stuck out to us. Every frame she was doing something. There's also another element to her appearance that I wanted to cover, but I probably put it in a separate video to conclude this. And I will be back with another one. So until then, I'll be back with another video. Bye guys.